Welcome to CEO.CA, the leading community for junior resource and venture stocks. Joining us today is Brett Richards, CEO and Director of Goldshore Resources. Welcome.
Thanks, Amrit. Thanks for having me on.
You recently announced a mineral resource estimate at the Moss Gold project. Tell us about the work that went into that.
Well, I think it goes all the way back to June of 2021 when we started our drill program. And we embarked in June on a 100,000 meter program. We cut it off at around 80,000 meters in February of 2023. We took all of the data, all the geological data logging, all of the assays, etc., and we modeled it with our consultant, and we came up with a 6 million ounce resource at 1.02 grams per ton. But contained within that is the real story, and is the high-grade shear domains that are 3.35 million ounces at 1.84 grams per ton. And it's important because this high-grade material will deliver better economic results as we take this through its various stages of development.
And on that note of the inferred 6 million ounces, are there any similar projects out there? If so, how do they compare to Goldshore?
Well, there's a number of them. Everyone in our kind of low-grade open pit space in Canada and the U.S., some of them have 2 or 3 million ounces. Some of them have 6 to 10 million ounces. But I think where we're different is in grade, and I think we've seen that right across the board. When you look at the operating mines that are in production today, all around 1 gram, and you see all of the development projects all around 1 gram, and you see more than half of our resource, 55% of it, is at 1.84 grams. And what it means is that we'll be able to sequence high-grade material through our plant early on in our mine plan, probably bringing 2.5 to 3 grams head grade to the plant for a couple of years. That's going to be significant from an economic assessment standpoint and viability, because we're probably going to have 3 times the cash flow for every ton of ore we move as compared to our peers. So there's a big difference there.
Brett, what's next for Goldshore, and when can we expect updates?
So I think what's next for us right now is we've taken our resource, we've encapsulated it, because we know that the resource is much larger than what it is. It goes along strike for another 4 kilometers of known mineralization. We have lateral mineralization. We have, there's a substantial endowment here at Moss, but we had to cut it off and build something that we think that we can finance at the end of the day. So we captured it at 6 million ounces. We're working on a PEA, a preliminary economic assessment of that 6 million ounce, so we can show to the market its economic viability, because we really believe it's going to be a top quartile project at this stage in our peer group and in our sector. So really excited to see the results of the PEA come out. Going to be out in September, early October. We've got news flow between now and then to talk about updates along the way of the resource, and who knows, we may look for partnerships and other opportunities that are out there on the market, but we're fully funded until well into close to the end of the year, so I'm quite happy with the position we're in right now.
Is there anything else that you'd like to share with the investor community at CEO.CA?
Yeah, there's 2 things. I think there's a lot of noise in the market right now about ESG in a positive way, and there's a lot of noise about Goldshore's ESG in a negative way. And there's a lot of people thinking that we are on a lake that's 50 meters deep, when in actual fact we're on a diverted river. Part of our resource lays in a water basin that's a meter or 2 meters deep. It is very, very common in northern Ontario and northern Quebec to deal with these issues. We have met with the ministry. We have met with consultants on permitting, and we have green flags right across the board when it comes to our environmental position at this stage of development. And we have 2 years of baseline study work. So there are no red flags. There are no issues with permitting at this stage of development for the Moss Gold project. So I think there's never been a better time to invest in Goldshore than today.
Thank you so much for joining us, Brett.
Thanks, Amrit.